Okay.
Stream, you mean?
Yes. Now I think it should be working. Maybe. I'll wait a second.
I don't hear it. Unless... Oh, wait, there it is.
Okay. So Windows updated this morning, and it did a classic Windows move of deciding that one of my webcams was my microphone instead. So,
Classic Windows.
classic Windows move. Sorry about that. I should have checked since it updated, but I did not even think about it because the last couple of updates it didn't do that. So
Just like when Windows updates my sound settings, so one of my ears is lower volume. It makes
yeah,
me think my headphones are broken.
Windows very good. Anyway, sorry sorry about the weird start there. Um I was saying yes, I feel free to post links. There is not like a specific way to post them. I do prefer if you post to the ratings page. Because that's the page I'm like eventually going to go to. So it's just easier to go to that page. Um if anyone does have a moment and want to play Minish's submission, which I very lightly helped out on, that would be this game. It does not belong in a museum. It's like a kind of reverse Metroidvania platformer. It's very fun. Uh, but that aside, let's start adding some of these games. Also, I hope everyone's doing well. I guess you didn't hear anything at the beginning. So, 12 Wallet, thank you for the follow. Um, it's funny to me that you found this. I was saying at first that I wish that there was like a dedicated uh, like game jam category on Twitch. I don't think games and demos is like perfect, and it would be even better if like people who are running game jams could have their own category. Like I don't know if Itch and Twitch could have an agreement on that or something. Yeah, Itchy Twitch. Hello, Duel. Welcome on in. Okay, so I believe the first link that was posted was the one from Carlos. So go ahead and add that in the queue. And then we have this one. Let's see. I think that's all of them. Oh, hello. Colts the Dev. We are doing Game Jam games. Boomer Jeremy, thank you for the follow. Alright. So in the event we run out of games that people post, by the way, I do go from the least ratings page. However, that's not the case this minute. So, we'll be going. I did not get to this game was posted last night. I got through most of the games that were posted last night, but I had to go to bed. I was getting very sleepy. So I'm going to start with this game, so I do not forget about it. We're going to do cow bending. Some other things I'll mention because I mention them eventually. I prefer to always play the games by just going straight into the game first, because if games want to explain how they work within the game, I think that's a good idea. And like, I want to see what the game like does, or if it's like intuitive to figure out. If I can't figure stuff out, then I'll go read the page description. I'll usually read the page description after playing it anyway. So, Maybe there's something I missed. Um, and as part of like trying to keep with the game itself, normally I might like play background music for stuff, but with the game jam games, I do not. I do not play any sort of extra music, um, because I feel like that kind of affects the experience. Like if a game is missing background music, then that's a thing it's missing. Like I don't want to affect that on my own. Like you know. But anyway, I think that's all the main stuff. Yeah, it's certainly floating over something. Oh my gosh. I clicked. Okay, I clicked and we just got a second cow. Okay, we got an info button. That's nice. Mutate the cow in the acid to give it the right number of heads, tails, etc. Use mouse to move, scroll wheel or A and D to rotate, mouse 1 or spacebar to mutate, mouse 2 or shift to undo. Oh. Okay, so that was just 2 cows. Okay. So we need 2 cows and 2 udders?
I think that's 2.
Maybe. Next order. Wait, does it say we need 0 cows and a bunch of... Ah. Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay. So whatever is sticking out of the acid is what we're duplicating. That's certainly an idea. This is wild. Also, if you hear other audio, by the way, I am also watching Ratleg, who is playing Great Ace Attorney. I oftentimes like to watch another stream while I'm playing stuff. You should follow them if you like various games. Okay, so we need 4 heads and 0 tails? Okay. Boom! We healthy! Oh, wait. Hold on. We have 2 out of 4. What?
I look like 4 heads to me. Maybe the heads have to be separated?
Yeah, I don't know what counted for that, but that's okay.
Oh.
Alright, so we start with 1 head. 1 head is good. We have 4 legs. We want 8 legs.
We want 2 udders.
Yeah, so I think we want to duplicate the whole cow and then get rid of a head and a cow? Okay, so like if I click right here, I'm going to get an entire additional cow. So we don't want additional cow, but we don't want to just duplicate it again.
Hang on, what if you just put the belly up?
The belly up? Okay, okay. Okay. How many heads do we want? 1 head? Can I do this? Oh gosh, this is getting complicated.
Oh my god, that cow is shaped like a heart.
That cow is shaped like a heart. We got a heart cow. Oh, I forgot that right click undid everything. Goodness gracious. This is a fascinating concept. This is a lot of thinking for this.
I was trying to say, I was thinking that, it might count as like 1 head if there's like 2 heads fused together.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
forgot to ask, what's the role reversal in this one?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Holy shit.
Did you know that you could just spam the button and keep doing that? This isn't a bug, this is a feature. I'm sure of it.
Oh dear.
Oh god, there's not a whole restart.
Oh.
That's okay. I don't think I was going to get much farther in that game anyway. We were getting to puzzles that require more thinking than I am ready for. Just warming up on games.
I thought that puzzle was really easy.
I was overlooking something.
I think you just duplicate the cow, like, at the head. So it's like 2 cows, but they...
Oh, because that fuses. I get it now. There is no sound in the game. It is not a bug. Yeah, well, would people think it's a bug? Maybe they thought it's a bug. Usually if there's not sound in a game, I assume it's not a bug, and they just didn't have time to get to it. But okay. I'm curious, how does your game fit theme? At a point... Oh, I see. When you progress far enough, the cow takes over. You know, that's a cute way to do it. Because most games have the whole game be the role reversal. But this game has, like, the role reversal happens in the game, like, while you're playing. That's a very good take on the theme. It's like a unique approach to it, and, you know, like with a lot of themes, you don't see a lot of unique, like genuinely unique approaches. Boomer Jeremy, was this your game? I know you posted it last night. Okay, no. This is Steven Drunks. I just looked over and I saw that you said that you know what it was. So I had to check. Anyway, this is an interesting game. I kind of want to see if we can get far enough just to get to that. If we can get to that point really quick. One more go round. Oh, I need 1 head. Whoops. Okay, right.
Oh yeah.
What? No, I need 0 heads. Why'd you say I need 1 head?
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I need 0 heads. See, it's 1 out of 0.
Oh.
Why
Maybe you can't have the body?
Yeah, why does it say I still have a head? That's very rude.
Definitely maybe remember.
There we go. Okay,
But I don't know. I also...
Okay, this is the one we wanna do that for. Excellent. Oh, wow, look, we have a new face. We got a little eye, another little eye, a little smile. We're happy. Excellent. Oh my gosh, it was the very next level. Amazing. Okay. We want 4 scientist heads and 4 scientist arms. I think maybe like this. Oh, this just gets us a net, like, 0 gain. Okay. How are we gonna get more? There we go. Alright, now we duplicate
then you
this.
just mirror it from the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very creative. If this is like based on some other game, I'm unfamiliar with it, but I very much like that this has this mirroring. This vat of acid, I think it's a little wonky, but I like that we're just getting this clone from the mirror. I don't know. This is a very fun puzzle game. Okay, we want 4 heads and we want 2 tails. So
It just wasn't
Boom. And then boom. Yes. Yeah, it definitely really, like... Again, this is why I don't like to play other audio. Like, this, the lack of audio is very noticeable. Like, I wish there was either background... I mean, I will always say I think background music is one of the most important things. But either background music or some sort of, like, sound effect that played every time you clicked would have been really nice. You played the card game where cards have backsides that you can use that destroy the card. I don't think so. Doesn't sound familiar. But again, I've mostly only played games that people have either put in stream or are on the unrated list. I will play like more of the popular games and stuff eventually, but I don't like to start with those because I feel like every year there's a bunch of games that get missed just because people don't play them initially, so they don't... Like, a lot of people like to play games that have already been voted a bunch. And you just miss out on a lot of things. Yeah, as I said, if they're well rated, I haven't played them yet. Like, I will, but not like early on in the jam. Or I guess we're not early in anymore, but, you know. Anyway, we want 3 tails, 4 udders, so we only want legs duplicated once. We want udders duplicated a bunch, but tails... Oh,
Something happened when we left the courtroom.
what if we do that? And then, like, we want 4 udders. That's gonna give us 3 udders. Oh, it fused one of them. Heck.
Got in there.
Heck, heck, heck. Oh, we have so many legs now.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
That is a lot of legs.
I might be done playing now, but we're gonna make a fun cow shape. Look at this. Look at this artwork. This is like a kaleidoscope. Cowlidoscope. Oh my god, that could be the game name. I don't know if representative of overall quality or I just rolled low, but a lot of the games I got were broken and or underwhelming. If you mean like a lot of the games that are in the unrated list or like random, that is common. Like a lot of games that are unrated, like aren't shared around and stuff, so they end up being like low and like low quality, but that's okay. Like there are a lot of good games mixed into them too. Oh my gosh, Kurt, welcome in. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make a fun cow shape. Cowlidoscope. There. Alright, excellent. Alright, let's go over there. There we go. The next game, Tyrants. Like, got muted, felt something great was coming afterwards. I do use push to talk, which can be a problem sometimes while streaming these games because, like, I use Alt as my push to talk button, and that does sometimes conflict with, like, browser games and whatnot. So sometimes I'll go a while without saying anything if I'm playing, like, a browser game because I don't want to mess it up. Use tools wisely to stop the hero from his goal. Press enter to start. Insert object, space key. Delete object, backspace key. Select object, number key. Start level, enter. Alright. Space, delete. I mean, those make sense. Select is number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. The hero won, it means you lost. We don't want the hero to win. Okay. Oh my god, right, space is to place them. Whoops. The hero is dead, we have won, but at what cost? Okay, so now there's healing or something, presumably. So this time we have spikes. Okay. Oh, whoops. I do like how most of the what am I trying to say here? Words. I do like how in testing they must have noticed that most of the time when you're pressing enter, you probably didn't mean to press enter. So they like make the default, are you sure you want to start? No. That seems like fixing a problem the wrong way. If your problem is you're accidentally starting a bunch, then that, I don't know, reversing the menu is a funny response. Oh, we have iframes. Oh no. Wonder why more people don't make games that only require a mouse click. Yeah, this game seems like it could have been with mouse very easily. Unless it's just that the developer didn't know how to like make on-click objects? I don't know. The hero is dead, you won! Ah, you know knew how to do it, just only had the 24 hours. It is one of those things where it's like constantly, you know, trying to decide what to do in the time limit. Okay, hold on. So we have 3 lives, we have the iframe, so we gotta be careful of that. But, so that's a health up. We don't want the health up. Can we go backwards? I don't know how the bomb on this works. I don't know how the bombs work. Let's just try a bomb real quick. Okay, so when you start moving the bomb, it just, like, blows up. Oh! Nice! Classic. Alright. Let's see. Insert object space. 2 lives, so unless we jump over that, we're automatically going to get that life. Yeah, getting a game, like, finished is just so much more important than literally anything else. Like, you know, if there's critiques about a game, that can't even exist if there is no game. Like, you know, I know some people really take, like, critiques like, oh, if I had more time, I would have done this. And, you know, like, it's fine. Like, there's something there. It is hard to balance that, I guess. Alright. Do we just keep re-walking over spikes? Like, can I force the person into here and then just back and forth?
Yeah, if you drop.
Trying to decide if there's a way to, like, get rid of that. Ah, dang. Hmm. Yay, victory! Okay, so we are a hoverbot now. Interesting. Oh, I guess we're always a hoverbot. That bot just starts in the air. Also, we only need to do a little bit more damage. Interesting. Oh, but we don't have means to do more damage. I see. Oh no. Excellent. Alright. So we're gonna go forward here. We gain a life, and then we're gonna fall, go backwards, and gain another life. Start with 2 lives. There's 2 goals. We have 1 spring. Boom! Alright, let's see here. We're going to drop and just gain 3 hearts, so it says we're at 2, but we're functionally at 5, unless there's some way to stop us from falling? We get 2 spikes. We could put a spring that we jump on and take a spike. Can we? Boomer, I'm sorry you have to go. I will try it. I will pretty much, so at the top, like I will go through them and play them pretty much in order. I will usually, if I'm continuing to make progress in a game, I'll usually try and see if I can play it through, unless there ends up being an absurd amount of levels, or, like, it's going really, really slow. Wait, does it not turn around at walls? I mean, if the robot's never gonna reach the goal, I feel like this is a victory. Hmm. I'm not really sure what to do about that, because we spaced out her stuff so that we used that damage. Like, I kinda just really needed to take damage needed to turn around that wall, and then that would have been the end. I know there's the invincibility frames. Like, that's why I went through all the spikes. It's these 2 spikes is like the issue, is you can't go through both of these spikes, because I took damage on these spikes, which gives you iframes, so you can't damage these ones. But then, because we don't turn around at the wall, we just get stuck here and never die. Unless it is supposed to turn around at the wall and it just kind of, like, messed up. We'll try it one more time. The iframes aren't just for damage. Hmm. Wait, do iframes prevent us from turning? Like, is this supposed to be sprint or spring?
Let's take a look at
Interesting. That's okay. Just, when I just went down, I was like, wait, there's a sprint button? And then I was like, wait a second, that's probably supposed to be sprint. Okay, so if we fall, take damage here. Unless the point is I need to die before... Hold on, let's try something. Okay. I didn't realize that the iframes would stop you from gaining the hearts. I originally thought that, but then for some reason I was thinking that when I tried to skip the hearts the first time it didn't work, and I didn't remember why. Okay, so we have 3 colorful paths. We've got 1 spring. We cannot add any spikes. We have a bomb and a box. So we need to get our buddy to land on a spikes without touching any of the hearts. Oh, right, it has to fall. Hmm. Oh, dang. There we go. Alright, 2 lives. We have 1 spike, and there's 2 spikes on the ground. We do have a spring and a bomb. Okay, so if we put a spike here, we'll take damage, we won't collect either heart, and then we'll spring. Then we can walk forward, and then we just die there. I think that just works. Oh my gosh, rejoice! GG! Well, that was pretty fun. Like, I definitely, definitely, like, would love to see a version with altered controls a bit, because the controls felt very, very wonky to play. Um, but that's, like, a very minor gripe. Like, the actual levels, like, obviously it was fun. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't keep playing them. Like, I've played puzzle games and stuff on stream where I'm like, like I've seen enough after a few, but they were fun puzzles and they were challenging. A lot of them felt like it was just a understand the mechanic as opposed to like um, knowing the mechanics. Like there's puzzles where you're expected that you know the mechanics, so you have to figure out how to apply them. Whereas a lot of them were like almost like they were supposed to teach you the mechanic, except if you didn't know that's how it worked, it didn't work. But like there's limited space for design and stuff like that. But that was fun. So next we have RNGesus wrongly rolled. Oh god, I see dice. Oh no. Oh no. I saw more dice last year than I needed to see in my entire lifetime. As someone who loves to collect dice and loves dice, I see dice in a game jam now, and I have terrible, terrible flashbacks. It's okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Everybody calm down. It's gonna be fine. Just give me 1 second to install it really quick and switch OBS to it. Okay, it should be popping up on stream in a second now. Alright. Gaming is a sin. Gamers must die. So says RNGesus. Play levels. I like this menu. This is like a fun menu. I do enjoy this RNGesus character. Alright, we have what appears to be a player who's going to be rolling through areas. Oh, we are gonna pick which way they get. So 1, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Oh, we have 2 characters. Okay, yeah, I think... So I assume this is player 1 and player 2. So player 1 will move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then die there. And then we want you to move 5 and die there. Yes? Nice. Alright. I don't know what checkerboards mean, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But I'm guessing we want to land on those. I don't know why. 3, and 2, and then 5. Alright, so player 1. So I'm guessing they're gonna go back and forth. So player 1, player 1's totals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves. So we need player 1 to do a 3, and then a 4, and then you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we want the 5 to come first. So there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a nice. This is like I've seen a couple of games now that do like a tabletop type kind of thing. This might be the nicest one of those that I've seen. Also, it is very intuitive. As far as I can tell, there wasn't an explanation of it in game, unless I skipped it and didn't notice. But like there's only so many options. I mean, you have a pause button, which is probably a menu. Yes. You have a retry, and then you have a play button. So I mean, like,
it is a good reversal because instead of it being random numbers, it's very deliberate.
yeah. Yeah, I like there's only so many things you can do, and it's very intuitive to figure it out. Oh, also, I guess now's a good opportunity to mention, I haven't mentioned it this stream, but anytime I play a game that ends up being full screen, which a lot of the download games end up being, because most people don't add options for that, if it's full screen, I probably won't see any chat while playing, and I will see chat when I'm done playing it. Because I use one wide monitor, I don't use multiple monitors anymore. So, yeah, just so you know. Hey, they got rid of players up here. We're just supposed to remember that player 1 is red? Rude. Okay. So player 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. 6 is bad, so we don't want that. Let's see. 1, 2, 2, and then 4 would be fine. 2, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1. That should be fine. Ah! 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My bad. Okay.
So 2 first.
Yeah, I think the 2 first is still correct. But then... No, 2 first can't be correct. I think 4 first? 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then
And then a 1. Okay. And then a 1. Yes. Whereas this person is 6 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, but 2 is too much for... Oh. Am I counting something wrong? Probably. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right there. And then 1 for this one. And then 1, 2. Oh, that 2 I've already claimed for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that should be right. There we go. Oh. Pluses, I'm guessing this is like a... What, Snakes and Ladders or whatever? Like one of those games where pluses just move forward more? So... Let's see. That does add some complexity here. Red will go first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need blue. Blue landing on this would instantly kill blue, so we need blue to get here. 1, 2, 3, so we need blue to land here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want blue to have that 5. And then the rest we can use to get them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't use 4 twice, so that's not an option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. Boom. Alright, oh my gosh, hello green. I love green's design. This is a good character design. Red is very silly. Blue is like, But green is just over here being great. GG, green. Alright, so each person, I guess, has a different board, like starting space. It's connected this time. Okay, red dies from that. And then comes blue. 1, 2, 3, 4 kills blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 1, 1, 2, 3. This works with an extra die, I think. Oh. Oh. We have a little bit of clipping. Or do the heads float? Does this always happen? Are the pieces of the heads that I just didn't notice until right now? That's very possible, because their heads float up there. So red needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. And then you presumably need to go 6 and then 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. That was a very nice, like, tutorial level for that, because, like, the solution was very obvious, but, like, it was a new mechanic. Okay, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 1, 2. Oh, hold on. 1, 2. Okay. That. Alright. Let's see here. So red just need to get... This is the first time we've seen multiple possible endpoints. That's a fun idea. And it once again ups the complexity. The learning curve for this game is very good. This has been one of the most intuitive games I feel like I've played, like, this jam. Like, it didn't explain things, but it taught everything by the fact that there's so, like, you're so limited on what you can do. And then every few levels, I feel like we're upping the complexity in a way that feels perfectly fine. Okay, all of these are even numbers, so we can't have something that's odd numbers away from us. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 4. I think that works? Excellent. Alright, let's see here. We have a few things we can do. Okay. Where is red? Oh. Okay, so does a white skull then probably mean that anyone can die there? Because, like, white is, like, all of the colors? Like, all colors of light, maybe? I could see that being the case, because, I mean, we don't have a skull for either of these two this time. Okay, so this should kill red, and then blue needs to do the exact same thing, a 4 and then a 3. That kills blue. Let's just see what this does. Oh! I literally didn't even account for green because I just wanted to make sure I was right about red and blue, but we killed green too. Excellent. So that means we can have color-coded skulls that are red herrings, like, white could be... If white's in a level, it works for everyone, regardless of if the other skulls exist. Do we have a 1? We don't have a 1. Okay, so that kills red. Now blue. Okay, this one's tricky. Oh, the 4 is still. Hold on, I haven't been counting the 4. So I think we need the 6. I think we need you to go to the 6, and then we need to turn you around from there. I don't know if that works like that. Like, we've seen a symbol before that's like a full loop, and these are not full loops, these are turns. So I don't know if these only turn you like 90 degrees or if they make you face that direction. Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, hold on. Let's get you as a 2. Did I mess up? Red's 1. No, okay. Red is still good. We get you as a 2, you go here. Then you go 1, 2, 3 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the issue is I forgot about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh my gosh, we're adding like a layer to the music. That's fun. Oh, we switch places. Okay, so we have to switch places. That's important. So we need blue to be a switch. Well, we can't have him die. We need red to die over here. Because if they switch, then they won't switch. I assume there's not a switch if we don't have a red. Okay. So if you guys switch, then red will be here. So then red will need to move 1. So I think that is fine. Oh. Oh, that just switches you this way? Where red was? Okay, let's try that again. I think I want it like this. No. Okay, because I want red to only move. Okay. So red, blue, then red. Okay, that should be good. Okay. So we can switch places with the corpse. That's interesting. With 3 players, is it going to be just that one player switches? Or is it going to be everybody rotates? 1, 2, 3, or the second player. Let's just find out. Okay, so red and blue switched. Okay. Well, maybe this symbol means switch with red. Whoever it is switches with red. Bless you. That's an interesting concept. So after the switch, red needs to move 1. So we're gonna need this here. So we have red's turn, blue, green, red. We know we want blue to move there. We want blue to go 1, 2, 3. So that's good. So then it's just the other parts. So blue's gonna go here, and then switch with red. We need red. Red's gonna move forward. Where do we need blue to be? I guess that's the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6 to kill the green. Kidding. Maybe this is fine? Okay, let's try this. Okay. We hadn't put, like, another one in the wrong spot yet until then. Oh my gosh, it's yellow, the kissy lips. Hello, yellow kissy lips. Okay, so we have... Okay, this is switch with red, this is switch with blue. Okay, I see. We are really amping. We've got 2 things. Not only do we have 4 players, but now we have multiplayer switching going on. So red needs to end up here. Huh, okay. Yellow can get pulled to here. Trying to think of how red gets here. So yellow, red can switch with yellow to be over in this region, and then red can move to switch with blue, and that'll be here. So red needs a 2. This is player 1, 2, 3, 4. This is red again. So then red will need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So, player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, red. This needs to be a 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, red. Okay. So this kills red. No. This doesn't kill red. We need red to go switch with blue. So red needs a 3. Oh, okay. That'll get red to over here. Ideally, we just want blue to already be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a 5? There's not. So that means we have to set blue up differently. Blue is going to need to switch... Oh, the switch with red solves this. Because blue will only need to move 1 more space. So, in this turn... So blue is 2. So we're 2, 1, 2, 3, 4... blue. So that needs to be a 1. Not there we go. This will set up blue to die. Red will be somewhere over here. Okay, we have 8. Red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So red's only getting 2 moves. So yeah, red needs to be in the death zone here. Oh my goodness. Okay. I might... This could very well be the last level, but I might hold off on trying to solve this level. Mostly because I would want to write everything down. Like, I would want to like, I'm gonna start moving pieces, and then I'm gonna lose which player is which, and I would want to map this out. This is more complex than I think I want to do right now. But that is a really good level. Like, that's a fun game. That is fascinating. I'm curious. Let's see the levels. So,
Wait, this he locked the door?
but we got the music, but we didn't get anything else. Yeah, I assume that's where we were. Okay, there we go. Anyway, that was a good game. Definitely fun. Ransom, like that last section. There's so much to plan out. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like a lot of puzzle games. I know most people who are in the stream are here for the for game jam stuff, but typically I tend to play a lot of puzzle games. I am like in the middle of La Mulana. I have streamed. Well, I've streamed Fez. I've streamed
played Tunic before you.
That's what I'm trying to think of which games I played on stream, because a lot of games I played before I started streaming. But yes, I tend to have a lot of notes, and I usually I have notes on screen and everything. Like that is a game where if I were to keep playing it, I would start planning out a lot of things. It got to be more than what I can keep in my head. But yeah, I know I mentioned it earlier. That game, probably one of the more intuitive games. Like yeah, I mean, heck, I would definitely play it if you like continue with the game and make a post jam version and stuff and put it up. I would definitely play it. I would probably stream it too. That would be a fun game to like stream and hang out with while like slowly solving, like working backwards on it. Also, hello to everybody who has come in while I was playing that. I need to catch up on chat in a second. I'm going to take a short break. I need to go get another drink and use the restroom. So, let me... Alright. But yes, feel free to put links in. I will catch up on chat and add links in a second. Burt treat first. Here, you know what? Torny can do treats. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I am back. We are gonna play a fun game, everyone's favorite game, Soda in the Freezer Roulette. Can you remember to get your drink out of the freezer before it explodes? It's a classic game. Oliver, no, go lay down. Calm yourself. You wiggled the camera. I have to replace one of these cameras because if it wiggles, it disconnects, and OBS does not like it. Like, it reconnects right away, but OBS does not like it if it disconnects. They do go crazy for treats. In the future, I will have a redeem for summoning. It is going to be a redeem for giving both of them a treat and shaking the treat jar. So if they're not here, they will be summoned here. But I want art for that Torny is going to make whenever we do some art stream stuff. Oh my gosh, give Zag another treat. We can do that. Let me fix my cameras real quick. 1 second. There we go. Alright. Yeah, he do that. They knock the cameras around. Are we ready? Well, hold on. Let me do that. What is Buttspot? Buttspot is a beautiful bot that replaces words. So you'll notice that every now and then a message gets reposted, but with like emotes in it and stuff. That is Buttspot. I'm gonna get a. So there is a limit on treats. It'll only let you redeem. I believe it's 2 each. It might be set to 3 each right now. I don't remember exactly. I think it's 2 each, but okay. Oh, hello, Zagreus. I did not expect you here. Who could have ever foreseen this happening? Oh, hello, Oliver. Whoa, this is Zagreus' treat. Calm yourself. Okay. Zagreus did in fact get that treat, much to Oliver's dismay. Oliver, no. Oliver. No, Zagreus, calm yourself. Yes, Oliver. It's for you. And Zag thinks that my finger might in fact be food. Hi. Yes, you're a baby. You're a big baby. A big baby. A big lumpy baby. You know, stream games don't go anywhere. The cats, they go everywhere. You know? Okay, you need to go get back in your bed and not be almost sitting on my keyboard. Calm yourself. Go that way. MSLP chomp. Need some MSLP chomp, some rat leg chomp. Okay, okay. Interesting. What is interesting? Bjorto, what are we interestinging? Do you think treats toggles the state of cats? Oh, is Buttspot redeem turned off right now? It might be turned off because Buttspot was broken for like a month. Every once in a blue moon, Twitch bans Buttspot, presumably because of other people messing with Buttspot. So, I will fix that at some point. Probably not this very second, though. Maybe after next game. Because, you know, when I need another, like, pause. Okay, we have given out the treats. I just went and double-checked, made sure all of them. If you're going to make a cat finite estate machine, 1 treat causes cats to get excited and leave. 2 treats brings them back. That's true. Okay, let's scroll up really quick and let me see. Let me see what games have been posted while I was playing the other game. Let's see. I thought I saw a link before I got up, and now I'm not seeing it. Did I scroll too much, maybe? Maybe I just saw people asking? That's very possible. If you were someone who, while I was playing the other game, or since I was gone, was asking about where to post the game, you can just post a link. I guess I should maybe pin that as a message. But if you want to post a link, preferably to the voting page. If it's to the voting page, then that's nice because it doesn't like auto play games and stuff if they're like a web based one, and that's the page I'm going to be on in the end anyway. Forget that not everyone knows what a finite state machine is. I mean, I'm familiar with them. Thing go in, thing go out.
State machine. What is a finite state machine?
But are you being serious or joking?
I was being serious.
Oh, like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight uses them. I mean, I assume we're talking about like FS, like a classic. Just you give inputs, and then each like node has stuff that it can then go to. Hello, drums. My day is going well. I hope your day is going well as well. There's a lot of wells in that sentence. My day started a lot later than I intended it to, but it has been going pretty well. We've played some very good games so far today. You are absolutely able to submit your game here. If you want to post a link, preferably to the voting page. The submission page. This kind of page. These are games I have in my current like queue of games to play right now. I mentioned it earlier, but I know there's some new people here now, so I'll mention it again. I don't tend to do the rating of games on stream or comments on stream. I do that later in the day, like when I'm done streaming, or the next day, as was the case yesterday, because I stopped streaming very, very late. But let's go ahead. Oh my gosh. Oh, Rip Frog. I played a different Frogger game the very first day of the jam. Not this one, though. This, just looking at the thumbnails, looks very interesting. And it looks different than the other one, which is always nice, when there's like two people have a similar idea, but they're still very different executions. Anyway, we will get to that one. We are a very pro Frogger stream here. We played some, well, we attempted to play some Frogger 97 a couple months ago. We did not successfully play it. However, Bjorto ended up successfully streaming some Frogger 97, and that was a good time. Run unfinished game. I overscoped.
Okay, somebody's here.
Oh, I should turn up the volume.
Hello. I'm afraid there isn't too much to do here. See, this game was a real challenge, and with the limited time, I overscoped. You can't escape this place, that is for sure. I didn't even manage to get the jumping working in time. Anyways, if you're here, I guess I could let you make the game. I'm all out of energy, you see, so if you want to get over this sad little hill, you'll have to be the one coding the jumping. So carry on, I'll leave you to it.
Oh! Alright.
Have you never coded with arrows before? Okay, I will explain the programming language I'm using. You drag the green arrows to the right side, and then you press the run script button. I think you'll figure out the rest yourself. I mean, you're the one that's gonna fix this game after all.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh. Okay, so it's not like gravity. They'll just keep going wherever they were last told to go. Nope, we're gonna be here.
Well done. Let's see if the jump is working now. I think you forgot the gravity. I'll fix that quickly. Wait, just hold on. There we go. That's better. Now you'll finally be able to get over that hill.
You know, I would have been a-okay if we like kept going and we hit some ceiling really high up, and then we coded gravity. But like, yeah, this is very good so far.
Since you are the one making the game now, you should implement some kind of progression. You know, so people want to keep playing the game. Making a door that leads to the next level would be a good fit in my opinion. You're currently stuck in this level anyways, so you're also in need of a door.
Okay, that's gonna fall first. So this is gonna fall first and then go this way. And this is gonna go, this should be fine.
Great.
Okay, they do. I was worried they wouldn't go down.
It's locked and it needs a key.
Yeah, this is very nice.
Let's see if this one is as easy.
I'm wondering now, like, if the later parts are not going to tell me what the word is, and you kind of have to solve the word, because that would also be interesting. Although that would lead to potential of multiple words, which maybe is a lot to think about in Jam. Alright, so key is going to fall here, and then the E is going to fall first.
I think it's possible.
Is this okay? This doesn't seem okay. Because isn't the E gonna fall first and then get over here? That's not good. Let's see what happens. Oh no. We fused letters. There are several languages that do use arrow-based execution. I can see that. There's a lot of languages that use a lot of very silly, like, you know, when you are in college or something, decide to create a language purely for fun. Okay. So... okay, that doesn't work. Can we walk away from it? Okay, let's see here. I guess this is automatically gonna fall, isn't it? So... because when they hit the side, they fall. Because otherwise I would have needed this there. Okay.
Well done. Go get the key now.
Go get the key now. You made a B. We did make a B. B was very good. I liked B. Down arrow goes down on the middle. Yes.
You are really great at coding things, but a tiny issue has emerged. we are out of assets. The door and the key was the last ones I made before the project went downhill. So, if we're going to continue to add content, you'll have to do the drawing part as well. I hope you got some pixel art skills.
Oh, I'm excited for this. We need a flower. Okay. Is there a requirement on flower? I'm gonna say no. We... Is this a weird flower? Yes, but it's my weird flower.
These flowers are nice, but something that would be even nicer is a challenge. We need enemies. And since you did so well on the flowers, you get to draw the enemies too.
Oh my gosh, what kind of enemies do we want?
Haven't made a sprite myself. Make them really scary, please.
Really scary. Oh, you know what? No. There. This is a nice, terrifying little enemy. Perfect.
Right now the enemies are very, well, stationary. You better get working on that code.
Made this in Godot. Nice. This might be the first Godot game that I remember seeing that was that's a web-based one. I feel like every Godot game I've seen has been only download. That's pretty cool. Alright. So we want to code enemy. We're gonna need to get that out of the way. Is that? I just want to see. Does this only work once? Yes, it does only work once. Nice. Okay. So then that's going to need to go down. This is going to need to go left. Oh my gosh. Hello. Welcome, Allie. What was Allie up to? There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, Hollow Knight Rando. I did know you were doing that. How was the Rando? But yeah, welcome on into some more Game Jam stream. We are playing a very cute game right now, by the way, where we are using some like arrow-based programming, and we are creating sprites. There is sprite making in this game. Ooh, that's pretty good. Early dash is always a good time. Look at our little sprites. We made a little flower. To any raiders who are coming in who may not know me, by the way, I am Dwarfwoot. You can also call me Ryan. All week I am playing game jams from the Game Maker's Toolkit game jam that the voting is going on for this week. Right now we are playing Overscoped, which the story of this game is that the game was not finished, and we, the player, must finish the game. Yes, you are making the game. This is a really cute game so far. Like, I'm curious as to how big it is, because already, like, there's a lot of games that I think do ambitious kind of things like this, where there's a lot going on, but are very, very short. So I wouldn't be surprised if this ends soon. But it's very, very cute. Let's see here. So we want, where does this put things? Let's just see how this falls. Okay. So that can't move because that's going to move as well. And that's a problem. The Y needs to get to over here. That's a thing. His E is still going to be stuck here, so, oh, there. I think this is good.
Okay, well done. Watch out.
Oh my gosh, we've been murdered. We've been murdered by our own spooky boys.
I'm really quite surprised how good this game is getting.
Yeah, if you want, just post a link, preferably to the ratings page. I will add it in a little bit to the little queue. The queue is not being done by any sort of bot or anything. It is these tabs that you can see up here. We have 4 games in the queue this moment. Even if I have to go at some point, I have friends coming over in a little bit later. So even if I have to go when a game's posted, I will play it when I continue streaming, which will either be tonight or tomorrow. It is sad that I think dying ended the voice clip soon. The voicing in this game is very good.
This could be tricky.
Okay, so we want to get another key. That's, oh, we don't have arrows. Oh. There they are. So the K needs to go over there, but first the Y. So first the Y moves, then the K can move. It's gonna fall. And then it's gonna fall again. Oh. Oh. We need the E to move. So what happens when this happens? Why can't I run script? Ah. This button does not like me for some reason. Also, the button is bugged on this puzzle. You have to press on the very right of it for it to work. Yes, I did I did notice that. Ah. Alright, so I wasn't paying enough attention to see where that ended. Okay. So they merged there. We can't have them merged there. E didn't have a chance to move. K is going to need to fall more. Yeah, this K is going to be a problem. Hold on. Okay, maybe. Okay, if K goes to there, then it'll fall onto the other K spot. So that's already better.
Ah, that was a clever solution.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hello. How are you doing, Oat? A lot of people get stuck with the wrong type of solution on that one. I wonder, do you get stuck doing what I first started doing? At first, I didn't think about the K going left, and I was gonna try and find some way to get the K to go down. Is a simple key worth it in overscoped? Unfortunately, I don't think Google will have good results for that. Alright, we need to make another door. Let's see here. Oh. I assume this is going to be like pause. Like the letter will pause in place. We're gonna act under that assumption. We'll see if we're right. D. So one O will fall correctly. The other one will not. So we need to move one of the O's. If we move this O, it hits this and then falls here. So that fixes the O with no other work involved. We need the D to move. So that will cause the D to go over here. Right there causes that to fall in place though with no other issues. And then it's just the R.
That was a great use of the timer.
That was a great use of the timer. I agree. A problem with this level is you don't even need the timer. Yeah. Yeah, you don't. That's okay. If there's one thing
so
that...
let me be a bit meta here. It's currently 1 hour left of the jam, and I just made this victory room. This room was meant to have a lot of fun things, but I don't really have a time for that, so congrats, you win. You made a really nice game. Good job.
This is the victory room, GG. This has been a delightful game. We are gonna go make this sprite, our victory sprite, presumably. What I was starting to say, though, there's one thing that the game jams always make me realize, it's that trying to create levels in a hurry, or like puzzles in a hurry, is very difficult. Like, I don't find puzzle creation to be difficult, I find trying to do it successfully very quickly. Like if you have days to do it, it's fine. Every day you can kind of work on a puzzle and iron it out. But trying to do it in the crunch when you're also doing everything else, it's very, very hard. Alright, what do we want our victory hat to be? Do we want a crown? We could go with a crown. We could go with something else. Let's see.
With a hat or a big
Ooh.
top hat?
Oh my god, you're right. Oh yeah! You can right click to erase too. Oh, very good. You know what, I should have tried that. Can you recreate the player sprite? That's also a good idea. I really like this Doug Dimmadome hat.
Oh my god.
But I do want to see if we could just have the player on top of the player. Let's see here. Alright, so our player looks like it's two wide, and then a piece. So a piece, 2 wide, and then a piece. And then we make a little square. And then we got two pieces up. There we go. Oh, we kind of lose part of that because of our head, but that's, you know what, that's fine. And then...
There's no space if you like shift it up. I don't know how tall the player sprite is.
Yeah, there's probably enough space, but I'm not that concerned about it. It's okay.
Maybe you could just start from the top. I don't know. Probably fine.
Oh my gosh, we could have done this upside down. Wait, we still kind of can do it upside down. Isn't this essentially it mirrored because it's symmetrical? So then, that's the 2. And then we would have this. Yes! Oh, this is good. This.
One.
The Doug Dimmadome is very good, but I also like this. I keep missing chat because I'm very, like, distracted by this game. Let's see, can you right-click? Player-on-player action, of course. Also, hello, Kerr. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier when you first stopped by. But hello, I hope you're doing good today. Also, yes, people definitely draw all kinds of stuff, I'm sure. It would be kind of fun. Like, obviously it would be a problem. Like, it's probably not good to put in the jam. But it would be funny to have a like, high scores board that just shows the sprites that people made. Since you could presumably store each one as, like, a hash, so you could very easily, like, just have it as simple data. Because you wouldn't need to save the images. So. Anyway, I assume that is in fact the end. So, GG. Very cute game. I like games that have you make sprites. I mean, I know there was like an old Nintendo DS game that had you do that. There's like actually a bunch of Nintendo DS games that had you do that. And then, what game? I played a different game. Oh, there was like a... What was that game? The platformy... The kind of like Zelda dungeon one where you painted the world. Chicory? Chicory.
Chicory, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, I don't know, I like games that add art where, like, the art doesn't 100% matter. I do like games where the art does matter, too, though. Like, where you have, like a draw a shield, and the way you draw the shield maybe matters. But this felt like a very good, like, game. Like, a long version of this game would be really enjoyable, but probably a lot of effort to... Like, if it's gonna all be voiced and everything, like a big story. Okay, anyway. On to the next game. Did somebody post a game that I have not clicked? That's a thing. The one from Lucas. Lucas God T2. I don't think I added that. We'll do that real quick. There we go. I think that's the only one I'm missing. Can we drop Overscoped in the chat? Absolutely. Okay. If I'm missing any other games that somebody posted, let me know. Oh, hello, Lucas. Yes, it was your game on screen. I didn't add it to the queue yet because I was in the middle of the other game, so I wanted to go make sure I did not forget it. So now we have Lab Rats Labyrinth. Nice, we got some audio going on. Let's look through the options. Mute music, mute sounds. Always good options. Nice, nice little menu. Slow down the subject. Alright. Oh, is that the subject? So we are the rats? Alright. So we want to slow them down. Okay. We've passed. Hello! Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try and say your name, but this is gonna be probably difficult. Amarokazuke. Amarokazuke? That's a lot of syllables. But hello, welcome. I'm gonna say Ama. This is all Game Maker stuff. Wait, is there just redo? Is there a next level? I thought it would continue to the next level. Oh. Okay, redo. The redo button brings you to the next level. Interesting. Interesting choice. This was not well made, but that's okay. You don't have much. Oh yeah, we only have 10 blocks, so we gotta make use of the existing blocks. So, we really want the player to need to go down instead of up. Oh, that was not very good. It's okay. We failed. Rip. So now the redo will probably put me back there. Yeah. I get that maybe putting the blocks down, starting it, is like the intent of the game. I don't necessarily love that, but I also get that it wouldn't have very much challenge if you had a bunch of planning. But, like, I'm so bad at, like, thinking of how to place things down on the fly, so I'd want to plan it out anyway. Like, maybe if I could right-click blocks to, like, put a ghost image down, but kind of like how, like, Minesweeper, you know, lets you put a flag down. Okay, so let's think here. So we have, like, a conflicting thing. Like, obviously we want to slow down from the end, but once we start placing blocks, we are moving, so it's going to start instantly pathfinding. So we want to place some blocks here first, and then slow it down. If we go here and here and here, we can use 4 blocks to move down.
Oh no.
How do we force things? Oh, can we, hold on, can we, like, force some pathfind differences near the end? That's an idea. Let's try that. Okay, we have an idea. Cats. We do have cats. Look at these boys. Look at them staring at each other. They're about to play some fighty fight. Oh yeah, that's a chomp. Such a loving hug. That's what love looks like. Alright, let's see here. Let's go boom, 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 boom. And then, boom, boom. Oh no, I don't want you to go there. Uh-oh. That's okay.
Who's in there?
Well, there's a little bit of delay. The pathfinding did something different than what I was expecting. Oh my... Oh, we need 140, right. Okay. So knowing that the pathfinding is going to go up when we go down, we need to get ready to block the upper path at the end. Okay, and now we'll do that. We have one more piece. It's not like a huge block, but it's something. Nice, that was much better. Yes, look at how much they care about each other and the well-being. cheese? Oh my gosh. Okay. I assume that this is gonna be like one of those things where where they want to just go get cheese. Oliver knows something's up. He heard me click the button to change the OBS scene. It's like, what is going on? I unfortunately doubt that Oliver, Zagreus' little muse were being picked up, but that's okay. Y'all are gonna knock my controller off of there. I should move that. Also, we could get out llama. Look! It's a llama! Oh my gosh. There you go, have a llama. Zag looks like he's about to pounce. I know you can't really see Zag's head because of the camera angle, but he's just staring Oliver down. There it was. Chomp chomp. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, you really... Yeah. I should say, if you heard the hiss, Oliver hisses at literally anything. It is not a... He has like a different thing he does if he's actually upset. He does not hiss when he's that upset. It's more of like a, ah, battle cry. They're both very odd cats. Anyway, okay, we have cheese. There is not a command. You are definitely free to post a link in chat, preferably to the ratings page. But yeah, there's no like command. I didn't set up a bot or anything. I assume we're gonna go for cheese, so I'm just gonna test this really quick. Oh no. Do we not go for cheese? We just want to get cheese? Nice. You should probably post it now. So there are 4 games in queue after this one. I will play all the games that people post. I will play them. Like if for some reason I don't get to this stream, although I probably will. But okay, so we want to do that. We want you to get to this, and then you're just gonna go straight there. This is a terrible thing. We didn't really slow down time or anything. Oh, but the cheese gives us so many points. Oh my gosh. Okay. And once again, I think the redo button will actually take me to the next level. Yes. Alright, so we want cheese. We're gonna want to get all the cheese. We have 40 blocks. Oh my goodness. There we go. Nice. Alright. I think I'll do one more level. I don't feel like there's like a lot of like, this isn't my favorite genre of game. I probably won't play a bunch of it. But I do want to see if they introduce anything new. Like, they've introduced cheeses and multiple cheeses, and you basically are required to get those cheeses in order to have enough points. Let's see, so we need to force the player to go down. Oh no. No, restart. Whoops. I was gonna have it go up and then go down, and I just messed up. Alright, was that enough? Oh, probably. Yeah, nice. Oh, only barely, wow. That's a lot of cheese! That is a lot of cheese. Let's... So, we have to go to all four corners. Probably like this.
Alright, hello. I have returned.
21 blocks left. Oh, was that a bad choice? Oh, that... I messed that up. Crap. I was thinking I had enough space that I could zigzag, and I did not have enough... Yeah. Rip. Wait, what? Hold on. Why is my total 223 points? Shouldn't my total be, like, these added together? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I'll move on a second. I don't understand why my total was so low, though. I feel like there's either an unexplained thing, or that's just incorrect. Like, the display is incorrect for that. Okay, we'll try this one more time, and then probably move on in a second. Hello, Red Wool. Dungeon cleaning. Interesting. What? We still have only 223... Okay, well... I think this might be broken. Something about this is incorrect. That works out. We were gonna move on in a second anyway. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and add the other games really quick. 1 second. Alright, where are we next? Here. My Own Worst Enemy. Looks like a interesting platformer. Wait 1 second to install it and switch OBS. Okay, it should be popping up in a second here. We'll give it just a moment. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start by looking at the credits. Game made by Casper Dolan Holst. Made for Game Maker's Toolkit Game Jam 2023. Game Boy platformer tile set by Richie Macro. From Open Game Rat. Game Rat. OpenGameArt.org. And using Bracky's character controller. Nice. Alright. Level 0. Trap requirements. Oh. Interesting. Alright. So we have move left, so we have arrow keys for move, and one touch the thing. Seems straightforward. It did not mention jump, I don't think, unless jump was on up arrow. I didn't do that. I pressed space. That's okay. Alright. Oh, so we have to place a minimum number of traps and still make it to the end. Okay. Well, let's... Oh, that's unacceptable. Oh, okay. So we want to stop the player from making it. Makes sense. There we go. Task failed successfully. Now try to get to the level yourself again. Alright. Okay, now we add a new trap. Alright. So we need to add traps that kill the most recent attempt, but the level still needs to be solvable. Okay, okay. Retry platform. Okay, well let's... Ow. There we go. Alright, and now, hopefully... Does this just instantly lose? Let's hold on. Oh, no, we spawned slightly off. Okay. Alright. Oh, now we have the next trap. Let's see here. Let's go... Just here? Can I start going down? Seems fine. Alright, and we just add another thing. Is the level going to end? I know there's other levels. I assumed... Oh, there's a... Okay, so I can just keep continuing, but there is a next level button. I see. Okay. Interesting. I guess you can try and see how many traps you can get into each level. Right, I forgot those start by going down. I do kind of wish, like, clockwise is, like, an obvious thing, but it would be nice if the sprite had, like, a little arrow or something, so I knew it was going to go clockwise, because I am going to forget that every time. But that's okay. Let's go here. I like that we lost, but not from, like, from the block there. Alright, I'm hoping this does a kill, because then we can just wait. Let's, here. Oh my gosh, we keep jumping over it. Here. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. So I feel like, so far, this game, you can kind of just stall at the beginning to give yourself a spot to kill the person, which, like, defeats the purpose, but I don't really feel like I'm decentivized to do that. But I mean, you could always argue that, like, ruining your own experience in games is, like, a thing. Like, a lot of games have that issue. Oh, heck, right. There we go. Oh, I guess the timer is supposed to be what's preventing me from wanting to do that. That makes sense. Oh, did I jump again? Oh, I don't think it. Nope, I did not. Rip. Oh, we just barely missed that. Nice. Okay, let's make use of this space. There we go. Okay, now we can just put a trap right here and probably kill us. I mean, heck, we could probably die from this. I think that would work. Oh my god, we can't get through that though. How are we gonna? That's too small for us to fit. Yeah, that's not a thing. Oh, can I not? Uh-oh. This might be a problem. I didn't consider we could just make them not possible to solve. Okay, so we need to redo that. Interesting. So now we can go... Okay. I don't think I'm gonna finish this game. I think I get the idea. Like, it might get more... Like, just each level seems like it's getting different, things. Maybe we unlock more trap types? Level 5, trap requirement 9. Interesting. That is an interesting concept. I like I didn't know, like, when like, Minish and I were kind of brainstorming to begin with, we talked about how there was, it was a very obvious idea, was reverse platformer. But then you would need to make AI, because, like, obviously you're going to place it and you need the AI to go. Um, I like that this took that idea, but you didn't have the idea. It was like actually the player had to deal with what they set up. Like, the title of the game, My Own Worst Enemy. Like, that is an interesting way to do that. I don't know. I haven't the reverse platformers I have seen so far in the game jam have been the exact idea that we like first thought of, which we also thought was going to be a really obvious go-to idea. So having it still be you play it, but then you create your own mess. That's a nice concept. Um, it did feel repetitive very quickly, and I don't really know how you deal with that other than like it almost has like the Portal issue where Portal, I guess you know they needed to keep adding things to it, otherwise it just felt like the same puzzle over and over again. Um, so I think that probably has an issue here where like you have to really like have different types of traps or something so it's like interesting. Like even though the different types of traps might not matter, just the fact that it's a different trap would be interesting. But I'm sure creating each trap takes a lot of time because you are designing them and everything. But overall, I thought that was a fun game. And like it wasn't interesting. Like I liked dealing with it. I'm kind of thinking now about there's a multiplayer game. Minish, what was that game that we were playing a bunch a few months ago?
What game?
The multiplayer game where it's rounds, and in between each round you have to set up the traps for the other play, like that you think you'll be able to deal with, but you hope the other people won't be able to deal with.
That was Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yeah, Chicken Horse. It reminds me of that. Like it's not the exact same, but it does remind me of that. That's a fun game if someone likes this concept too. But this is a fun game. Or I guess I should say other way around. If someone else likes that game, they'd probably like this game. Anyway, let us move to the next game. Did I miss any links, by the way? I should scroll up in chat really quick, because that was full screen. If I didn't mention it recently, in full screen games I can't see chat while I'm in full screen, so I have to go catch up on chat for a second. Let's see, the last link to a game I see was a game ending in 534. Is that what this ends in? Oh, where's the link to this game? Okay, that was a link to the game I was playing. Okay. Okay, so then the last link from that was dungeon clearing, so I have not missed any links. Nice. Endpoints under time limit. Your runs are all added back up. Yeah, the room shapes were changing each level. I guess I just don't know how interesting that gets. Like, I don't know. That is also what like Ultimate Chicken Horse kind of does. It changes them, but they're very drastic changes because they get like really a lot bigger. Oh, Ultimate Chicken Horse was kind of inspiration. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let us see here. Dehumanization. A barren field. Oh, I don't want to read this. We want to see the game first. Alright, let's take a second to go install it. Well, while I'm installing this, how is everyone doing today? Hopefully doing well. Hope everyone's, like, able to take some time and experience other Game Jam games. Alright, I need to adjust the volume. One more moment. There we go. Dehumanization. We have a nice axe here. On... Yeah, it looks like a bloody axe on... maybe some, like, solidified lava? Some sort of rocky ground. Flesh collected, 0. We want to gather 40 pieces of flesh. It is morning time. Press Q to sleep? Wow, we don't want to sleep yet. Oh, we got a nice chair. What a good chair. Ah. Well, this is a nice world. Looks nice and either gooey or rocky. Hard to tell. Press E to swing your axe. Oh no, why is it E and not click? E, if I'm moving with WASD, I don't want to press E to do an action. Like, not while moving. We got 2 fleshes from them. Luckily, joke's on you, game. I have a button bound on my mouse to E. Alright, so we can get 2 fleshes per person.
Looks like it's time to go to bed.
It is time. Oh. Oh, are they coming out? Oh. We got the you didn't get back to the house in time ending. Well, I guess I'm glad that we got that instead of like a jump scare. Alright, let's try that again. I think we could win with this. Do we have a mouse? I think we have to restart. It put us back at the title screen, but we don't appear to have a mouse anymore. Alright, let's go ahead and launch it again. I'm gonna wait a second and see if it auto-connects. I might have to go reconnect it in OBS again. Give it 1 second. Alright, I think I have to reconnect it. Where is OBS? There it is. That's not the OBS I want. That's okay. Oh wait, now it's working. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna very quickly. Is it based on the amount of flesh I get? Or is it based on time?
There's the sun.
There is a sun. But the sun could be based on anything. We presumably want to get the flesh that's very far away. Because we want to try and maybe get some while we're on our way back. Maybe we should start heading back now. Oh yeah, the sun's going down. Let's... You know what? We don't want to repeat last time. Let's just head back now. Wait, we were there. We pressed Q. Maybe it's slow to do that. Alright. Let's try again. Alright. I wonder if everybody... Like, maybe we don't need to go get it from far away, because it's possible that, at nighttime they move closer, so maybe we can just get the closer ones. That might be fine. Also, this game has the, ever so enjoyable diagonal strafe running, where you go faster. That if you remove that from your game, I don't care if it's unintended, it's great. You should never remove it from games, Minish. I think that moving faster when diagonal, like, I know it's typically a bug, like considered a bug, but I consider it a feature. I think it's fun when you can like use it to go faster than like maybe you're intended to. All right, where's our sun? Is our sun like heading down yet?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's just go Q now. Okay. So pressing it instantly sets the day.
You missed.
Yep, we skipped a day. That's okay. Also, since we didn't let it be night, we didn't see if they got closer. But also, I kind of think that if it just... Like, maybe it's not based on them touching us. Alright, let's just go skip a day again. So we don't accidentally overstay. Alright, we need 2 more. Can we get 1 and then head back? Is that too bold? I think we can. Oh, you got the built house extension ending. Oh, we got all of our flesh. Excellent. All right, well, GG. All right, let's look at the page now. I will catch up on chat in just a second. That was a full screen game. I have not seen chat for a while. Let's see. Harvest flesh so that you can build an extension to your house, an abstract horror experience. Don't get caught by Mortimer. I wonder if Mortimer is the name of those boys. Oh, you think maybe only one moves? I figured all of them move. I don't know. Let's see. After you get an ending, the mouse gets locked and invisible. You must exit the game. Yeah. The didn't get back in the house is meant to say didn't sleep in time. Fair, okay. So I guess maybe there were some people that were confused and they were like, I am in the house, but you didn't sleep.
That happened to you.
What?
Remember?
No. I hit the sleep button. It didn't sleep. Like, I don't know why it ended. I was hitting the Q on the bed, so. Ending. Anyway. Kingdom of Loathing uses meat as currency. It does. Assuming they didn't purge the files, my KOL file has a lot of meat. It's a very meaty file. I have not played KOL in quite a long time, though. I don't know if it's still being maintained. I also haven't played, like, the last 2... Like, I played, West of Loathing. I did not play the DLC to West of Loathing, and I think they came out with another game? Question mark? West of Loathing's very good, though. I think what I might do at some point is get West of Loathing on PC. I have it on Switch. But I might get it on PC and get the DLC on PC. I can stream Switch, I just prefer to stream PC. Anyway, interesting that you prefer movement that is not normalized. Do you mean like I prefer the strafe running? Like where you get the advantage if you're going diagonal. So specifically, I like when games intentionally let the players beat the game. Well, beat the game, that sounds stupid. I think that it's more interesting when you allow for other options or other routes in a game that don't feel like they're intended, because that's incredibly satisfying, to a player. So if a game lets you do the non-normalized running, I think that that's exciting, because it doesn't really matter. Yes, it's a bug, but does that bug matter? Is there a downside to it other than just moving faster? No. How many people actually care about that? I mean, I think your average player doesn't even notice it. The only people that notice it are people taking advantage of it, and those people probably like it. I think maybe this is something that matters in a multiplayer game. Maybe it's a bad thing, but at that point it becomes a skill thing. I think players that are using it it's something that they have as an advantage. But I could see not wanting it in a multiplayer game. Oh, Torny remembered the drink in the freezer. GG, Torny.
I opened the freezer randomly and spotted it.
GG, Torny, anyway. We did not have exploding drink in the freezer. Okay, what other chat did I miss? Let me scroll up real quick. How long between voting ending and the top 100 games all being played on GMTK's channel? I don't remember. Last year, I want to say it was a few days? I mean, I don't think Mark Brown typically plays those games, live. So he goes through and he plays the games over a few days, and then kind of makes a video, with some, from what I remember. I mean, I haven't, I don't remember. I watched last year's, and I participated in last year's. So he does stream games. I don't think he streams the top 100. I think he
picks what ones he likes the most, I think.
Yeah, I mean, at least last year he streamed a bunch of random games during the voting period. I don't know if he's streamed any so far this year. I haven't checked to see. But last year he streamed a bunch of random games, and then he made a video showing off the top X amount of games. But I don't remember if he streamed all of them. And again, I don't know. He might do things differently this year. And I could be misremembering. All of these things are true. Anyway, on to the next game. I was curious as to the page mentioned how many endings there were, but I'm sorry, I just read this game's description. What if trees and humans were swapped? Yeah, what is the player? Was the player a tree? Anyway, next up we have Splatter. That's right, we're getting some Frogger time. Alright, the rules. 1. Squish frogs. 2. Earn points. 3. Spend those points to squish more frogs. Are those the rules? That feels more like the, goal, or, that doesn't feel like the rules, that feels like what you're doing. I don't know how to convey this thought. Those don't feel like rules to the game. Those feel like the gameplay loop. Or like what you should be doing. Oh yeah, we got a double. We got a triple. Oh yeah, we gotta upgrade stuff. Right, spend points. Oh! Oh man. I was thinking these were upgrades at first, but this is what I can just get. That's... okay, okay. We got Zoomy! I don't need to spend my points on these. That's like a big waste of money. Okay. Yeah, I thought these were gonna be permanent upgrades, but they're like one-use things, so... oh no, that frog is zooming. There we go. Oh, I mistimed that. That's okay. Ooh, I might have just messed up. Oh, oh, oh. We good! Oh. Oh. Zoom car seems good. Okay, we should really, like, see the other cars. Oh, I just messed up. Oh, I didn't mess up. Alright, how do you work? Alright, so we can just clear out with trucks. Yes, truck power! Whoops. Alright, so I think we're stuck to this level. I think we have a single level this time. That's okay. This does look like some sort of mobile version of Frogger, because, like, if you thought the player was launching the frogs or something, you'd just think it was like a classic Frogger. My race cars are too fast. Oh, that's... whoops. Ripperoni. Oh, oh no. Rip. Oh no. Oh, you were frozen. Okay. I will protect this lane. So I think this can go on. I don't think there's any penalty for this, so I can just camp this one spot. If I'm understanding this correctly. Oh no! I cannot just camp this one spot. Something else was happening. That's okay. This is another one of these games that'd be cool multiplayer. It's kind of like Plants vs. Zombies. That's kind of true. I mean, Plants vs. Zombies is kind of more like tower defense, though, right? So, like... It is... Like, I feel like if we could tell each lane that we wanted certain cars to go into it in, like, a queue... Maybe that would be like it. Oh, we won! Oh. I thought that was game over. I just figured... Because that happened at the same time as a frog jumping on the pod. Like a pad. Interesting. That would definitely be, like, interesting to see other levels. I don't... It would be difficult, like, if other levels had, like, curved road and stuff. I don't necessarily know if I'd want to intentionally go out of my way to play a bunch of games about killing the frogs, though. Those poor frogs. I want the frogs to live. How do I control the cars and not let the frogs die? But also be, like, required to place the cars. I don't know, I have a lot to think about here. But that was a fun game. Alright, so next. It's Cargo 33. Pizza-ocalypse. I'm curious. I can't say no to a game about pizza. Alright, let's go install this 1 second while I move some files around. Okay, note to self, possibly for tomorrow. Maybe just for next year. But I should just make a batch file. Did I put the game into the folder, and then it instantly opens it up and moves it to the other folder I want it in. Like, I put my zips into one folder, and then the unzipped copies of them into another. But I could really just automate this very easily. I don't know why that didn't occur to me until now. Okay, there we go. This is a full screen game, FYI, so I will not be able to see chat for a few minutes while we play it. Alright, move with WASD. Select what you control with the top left buttons, press E to interact with objects, Touch a human to take control over him. Are all humans him? Press E to consume the human after you are controlling it. It's interesting that humans are him here and they're it's here. When controlling a human, click to attack. Consume every human on the ship. Wait, is this just that one game? What was it? Contagion? What was that game I was playing? I don't... Carrion, yeah. I can't remember if I streamed it on Twitch or if I just streamed it on Discord, but... this definitely, so far, feels like it's Carrion. You were slaughtered. Yeah, I mean, this is mostly Carrion. Select what you control with the top left buttons. Okay, press E to consume. So the consuming, I need to do that. Do they know that can we just be normal? Oh. Oh. Well, that didn't work very well. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I see. So now we have, like, zombos? Can I control the zombos still or no? Okay, I don't think so. I were slaughter. Okay. Okay. Go here. Go through here. Okay, so we can get zombies to kind of chase them. But we can't control those. Like, once they're zombos, we don't control them anymore. I wish I could move the camera. There we go. Whoop. Alright, I think we'll try this one more time. I think we hit the idea. I don't know how much bigger the level is. Alright, you guys won't go over there? No? Oh, I can't go in this. I assumed I could get into this. This is gonna be very awkward. Okay, there we go. So I can control them, they're just very resistant to being controlled. Oh. Alright, let us go, my Zombo army. Wow, how did the zombies win that? They were like getting gunned down so quickly. The ship is yours! We have GG'd.
Nice.
Oh, also... Oh, this black screen... I don't know if you can see it in stream, but the black screen doesn't cover all the edges, which made me think the game was not actually full screen for a second. But I think it is. Okay, there is no quit, so we Alt F4. The frogs are nice. I agree. We should not kill the frogs. Also, Allie, I did try. I tried putting chat on my phone, but where my phone dock is, it's hard to read the chat from over there. So, like, the only thing I can really do is just see that there's new messages, but that's not super helpful. Was that Portuguese the cards were speaking? I didn't recognize, like, I don't recognize Portuguese, so possibly. Anyway, interesting. I don't know how I feel about this century. Instead of defending from a thing, the roles are reversed. But like, how often are you? I don't know. Maybe I don't play like this genre of game that often. But like, how often are you supposed to be defending a ship from like a contagion type thing? Because 90% of the time I've played any game like this, this is the normal thing. The theme is that you are the thing infecting it. Like again, Contagion I've played, which is very similar to this. I played, what was that one game? There was a game that like won it won like a European college, like kind of like how DigiPen does things. There was like there's a different game design school that had posted some games, and one of their like winning entries was a story kind of based game where you what was it? Oh man, where is Solo Stand when I want Solo Stand? He knows. But it was a game where like you are infected with a thing that resets time. So
that game where
yeah,
you are on the spaceship and you have to convince the other people to
yeah, you had to like it was kind of like a visual novel type gameplay, and you were like trying to talk to people and convince them to trust you so that you could infect them. Like it had a lot going on. But the point is like I feel like the normal like thing that I see is you trying to do the infecting on a spaceship. The only times I feel like I see it the other way around would be like an Alien or something, where it doesn't feel like a contagion as much as it feels like a very obvious like threat, not like a hidden threat. But I don't know. Again, I don't play that genre that often, so it's very possible it's just stuff I'm not familiar with. I feel like this could be turned into a full game. Again, Contagion exists. It is kind of the same game. Carrion, I keep calling it Contagion. Carrion. Although again, if someone did play this and likes this game, you should play Carrion. You'd probably like that game. I didn't ever finish it though. It was It turns out when I'm going around murdering a bunch of people, I get kind of bored. I don't know if bored's the right term. Can you rate it? I will rate it. So this is my rating queue. I do not rate the games on stream. I go and do that when I'm done streaming. Yeah, I usually rate shortly after. Yeah, mostly because like I like to put thought into it, think about it, and I usually replay them a little bit off stream sometimes to as like a refresher. But yeah, I like to also leave comments, and I don't like to like think about comments while streaming. Oh yes, that was a question, Lucas. Since you are back, what language is the game like or the guard speaking? Also, did Pizza Apocalypse accidentally get bumped ahead? I meant to move that back. That shouldn't be here yet. Calm down, Pizza Game. It was Portuguese. Okay. Alright. So I believe next, if you won't go to the mountain, then the mountain must come to you. I assume ear you meant as a joke. It's text. Alright. If you won't go to the mountain, then the mountain must come to you. This is the story of a mountain climber who indulged in excessive drinking prior to the ascent. This is the story of a mountain that really wanted to be climbed. Welcome back, Ama. Oh no. Oh no, are we quapping it? Let's see. Oh.
The guy's just way.
This is absurd. This is delightfully absurd. Regular viewers of my stream will know that one of my all-time favorite things in games is ragdolling. Shoutouts to Little Gator Game for having a dedicated ragdoll button, which all games should have. Oh, rip. Yeah, if you've never played Little Gator Game, you should go play it. Very cute indie game. Yes, oh, we going down. Yeah, I did stream that. That was a good game. Oh, I see, we are back here. I skipped this area from launching it earlier. Oh, no, I did that again! You know, indestructible bones are very common. Oh, we squishing that boy. Oh, wait, we can move you like this, I see. There we go. No, 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 no! That's true. Like, a lot of times the reason, like, your muscles get messed up is because of tensing. Like, I have some muscle issues, and part of them are that my muscles just tense up, which, causes me to easily damage them. Mountaineer is full of alcohol. Exactly. Oh no! Oh no! This is a fun. What is the name? There's got to be a name for this genre of game now, right? There's been enough games like this that have come out over the years, like games where you have to like fight with the game to make progression, and like you can easily get sent back really far. Rage game? Maybe. I don't like that term. I don't get angry at games like this. I think like that the intent is how they are. So I feel like if that is what they're called, that's a terrible genre term. See, yeah, that's the other thing. I know that the most well-known of them are all made by the same person. Like, other ones do exist. There has been other games in the genre, but, I would disagree with streamer game, too. Like, there's definitely, like, a lot of people play them without streaming. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, dang. I hate that we can see that there's more tunnel over there. Yeah. I have never gotten into any of the previous games that they've made, but, oh, I'm controlling both of these. That's interesting. The new one actually looks kind of interesting to me, though. I'll probably wait for it to come out to see, like, if the trailer is just, the trailer is like what the game actually is like or not. Oh, that's backwards. I would say this is a good game for that genre, though. Like, this game is very good. This is, like, a good concept. I like that we're just flinging one thing at a time. Oh gosh, I'm so worried about this. Okay, let's, hold on. Let's try... Oh no, I want more flinging space. Okay. What? There we go. Alright. Okay, what? You know what? Like that. There we go. Oh no, oh no, oh. Okay, we're good, we good. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, we fine. Oh no, this is a trap. Okay, hold on. I think I saw the hole that goes down again. We don't want to fall in the hole. So let's do this. Oop. No! Oh gosh, we went straight into the hole! No! We saw the hole and everything. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. Boom. Nope, nope, nope. This was a golf-style game. Be killing it. It's true. Gosh, we would have been so good. The goal of golf is to fall in the same hole over and over again, right? Also, has someone ever made a game where you are playing golf with ragdoll people? Because, I'll be perfectly honest, that sounds really fun. Ragdoll golf sounds great. Alright, alright. Boom. Boom. What the golf? I'm unfamiliar with that. I'll look into that. I do enjoy like some of the like golf games that get made during the game jams, which is kind of what made me think about it. I was like, I don't tend to play golf games a lot outside of game jams, but I feel like I would go out of my way to play a game that is like golf with ragdolls, just because that sounds so fun. Oh no 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 no! Oh thank God. Alright. So we want that. Boom! Alright, we're up here. We've made it up here. We don't know what's next, so we want to block progression, I think. Oh, wow. Oh, no! Oh, I wasn't expecting just hole after hole. Okay. That, very good. 10% is, have I made it 10% up the mountain? Is that what the 10% is? Ah, rip. This is Mega Golf. It could be Mega Golf. I do think I might move on to another game instead of trying to finish this game. But I love this game. That is not...
Later.
Yeah, that is not gonna be a, like sometimes I'll move on to a game because I'm, like, just not into it. I am into this, but, I don't know if I want to stream a bunch of it. But, this is very good. Okay, yes, I'm gonna move on. It's maybe too easy to get, like, stuck in a loop of wanting to try again. Is this it? Yes. Good. This is a good game. It's a simple concept. I haven't played a game like this. Maybe it's a... He's still trying... Before you begin... He's still been playing it, trying to get past 50%. I can't even imagine. Assuming the 10% means that's how far that I got. Yeah, it was starting to get... I imagine that the later parts is just precision landing. I do hope there's a checkpoint. I know with a lot of games like this, there's not checkpoints. Like, if you fall to the bottom. But I do kind of hope that this would have more checkpoints if it gets too precise, because going all the way down to there would be quite the punishment. This is good though. It's just after the little jumps and holes, and no, there are no checkpoints. I mean, that's my opinion. It is an opinion that I think is easily disregardable.
Maybe we'll
like
play it after
Yeah.
the post version.
I've told a lot of people, if feel free, I'll probably leave a comment on it, so feel free to at me or something when there's a post jam version. I do love post jam games, like the post jam updates where people go and kind of more refine what their vision was that they just ran out of time to do. But yeah, I think this is good. I personally would love checkpoints in it, but I understand like wanting to have big gaps in between them. But I also know people who are more into those. Like the lack of checkpoints and stuff tends to be, I think, why I don't super get into a lot of those games. Because like, if you get 90% done and then you're sent back to the very beginning, it's like, all right, we gotta go again. And I just don't want to always waste my time. Maybe isn't the right word, but I want to do other things with my time at that point. There should be an after party for big jams. I know that there's the post jam for like people who couldn't finish their game in time and need like an extra day or something. I think maybe it's extra few days. I definitely think it would be fun if there was like a more regular like everybody go play the games to get updates. I mean, heck, I might try and go do that. I don't know if there's going to be enough games that do that. But maybe if a lot of people do post-jam updates, I'll try and spend some days streaming, like, polished versions of games. Quote-unquote polished, like whatever the update is. But I think that'd be fun, because I love the variety of all the different games. Alright. Next one, I probably will have about 10 minutes or so left to play. I don't know if we've heard from our friends again yet, but they usually, when they show up in an evening, show up around 7, and it is 6:50 for me now. But I don't think we've heard from them again recently.
No, we haven't.
Also, are you cooking something? Something smells really good. Someone outside or a neighbor must be cooking something. Yes. Alma, thank you for sharing the game. That is a good game. Alright, 1-800 Dungeon Cleaning. Also, Colette just started up Tunic again. Tunic's a good game. Alright. Clicking this button will reset your progress. Wow, nope. Have your place cleaned by Monday. Oh no, it's already Saturday. Wait a minute, dungeon cleaning service open 24/7. This is perfect. Clean everything, and exit here to beat the level. WASD to move. Locked doors require washing enemies. Oh my god. Okay, so when they're clean... Right, gotta stop, can't push to talk and do this. Let me go here. So once they're clean, they start activating. That's interesting. So we have another... It gets more difficult because your actions directly make it difficult. Which I like. I like that as a general, idea. Boom. Average. Excellent. Perfect. The trapdoor dash. Hold right click to use sanitary skates to smash blocks and go faster. Be careful, skates are slippery. Sanitary skates are also used to clean things on the ground, like these spike traps. Can I shoot them? No. Oh my god, I accidentally messed up the URL up here. Whoops. Oh, rip. We died. Oh no. Rip. Okay, so I guess we have to clean the blocks do have to be cleaned. That victory thing starts off sounding a whole lot like Rickroll. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Iron Ball Run. No, no, get out. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay. Note to self. Gotta not push to talk in some of these. Womp womp. Boom! Alright. Dungeon number 278! So I feel like we don't actually want to, like, clean these yet, because, So if we clean these, then we have to, like, dodge them while moving. But if we don't clean them, we don't have to do that thing. Rip. I feel like there's no winning. I think we're just gonna have to deal with them. Because either we have to clean them with a bunch of stuff chasing us, or not that. Oh my gosh. Alright, I think we'll give this one more try, and then possibly move on to the next game from there. This is an interesting concept, but this is definitely gonna require multiple attempts, I think. Like, a lot of attempts. It requires skill, which I am lacking in. Oh, rip. That was close to being the end of the level, though. Let's see. One clean gun, Sancher's Kate's paws. That was a cute game. Instead of destroying the dungeon, you are cleaning it. True. Alright, Pizza Apocalypse, which I think I already downloaded, but I haven't played yet. So that I did. Oh, you know what? Do I have a... I might have just left it in the other folder. Turn this down really quick. Oh, yes, Red Bull. Thank you for posting the game and sharing it. And GG on getting a submission in, you know? That's another thing, like, just participating and getting stuff in is awesome. But I think that game is very fun. Like, that would be interesting if, that would be something that I think I would try and spend more time to actually get good at. Like, the movement for that game was, like, interesting. Like, I'm trying to think. Like I was trying to decide at one point while playing it whether or not I wanted to intentionally not do the running, but just tap the running while walking over things, because that instantly cleaned them, but then you didn't have the slippery. But, like, I couldn't decide what was better. Like, I would want to play around with a lot of different strategies to see what works and what doesn't work. And that's pretty cool. And Majora, you are free to post links. If you post a link to the, like, the voting page for it, I will add it to my queue of stuff to play. I do not know if I'll get to it today, because I don't know how many games I'm gonna play. I am waiting for some people to come over, and whenever they are nearby, I'm gonna end stream. But yeah, as of this moment, we haven't heard from them. So they normally come over around this time, but they have not messaged us yet to say when they're coming over. Yeah, you can just post it in chat. I will add it to my queue of stuff when I am done with this game. I understand why, like, a lot of people who stream games don't want them added to chat, because it's very spammy in, like, a large stream. And if people were abusing that, like, if people were coming and posting links over and over and over again and stuff like that, would be an issue. But like, I think for the size of the amount of people and everything, it works. Okay, I am opening the game back up. This is a full screen game. I will not be able to see chat while I am playing it, so I will try and catch up on messages in a little bit. Papa Luigi's Pizzeria. Oh, we are a pizza. Oh! Oh my god, we are pack-banning these people. Oh my gosh.
In Soviet Russia, pizza eat you.
That's true. Well-known fact. You know what? We were talking about, like, normalized movement earlier. Games that use this, the, what's it called? Isometric perspective. These are games where normalized movement makes a lot of sense, because you are probably moving on diagonals. I did miss it. Where? There they are. Chomp. I like the minimap on the side. I do think... I don't know if it's because the overall world is not super interesting to look at. But I have found that I'm not really watching the game, I'm just watching the minimap. Which, you know, that can be taken however which way. But the minimap's also, like, very accurate, so, like, I don't even need to look at where the humans are. Yep. Has anyone seen Spaceballs? Tonight, pizza's coming for you. Or something like that. I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen that movie since we watched it together at your parents' house many years ago. I think we rewatched it. Yeah. I think we rewatched it when we were there. Like, when I came to visit. Oh, I passed them. There we go. City dominated! Press R to replay. Oh, is that the whole game? Wow. Usually, people eats food, but in this game, food eats people. That's true. All pre-existing art, pre-existing audio. This is an interesting idea. I like that the because it's isometric and like a cityscape, the people are hidden, but then it gives you like that kind of like cave camera thing so that you can see in. I think if there was a lot more going on, this would be a pretty interesting game. I think as is, it's not that interesting, unfortunately. But like, if there was toppings to collect, if there were like, you know, we started as a cheese pizza and we went and found toppings for our pizza, and they weren't like on the map, you just had to see them. And maybe some other levels. I don't know, I think there's a lot of things you could do with this idea. That's okay though. Alright, and I believe... Yes, Majora's game. You're the dog! Well, that's gonna be a good game. You are the dog, a pet simulator where you're the pet. Oh, this is gonna be good. How to play? Thank you for having an how to play in the game. Let's see. Different minigames will be picked randomly, so think fast. Roll over, keep your... Set. Okay, mouse. Had to be zoomed in more. It wasn't loading, like rendering the font correctly. Which I don't think is a fault of the game. I think it's just I zoom in and out on the browser a lot. So Majora, I will let you know. I always go into games without looking at the descriptions and stuff first. I like to see the game the way that the game is made. If I struggle with stuff, I will go to the page, but I don't like to have I don't like ideas given to me outside of the game first. I think it affects it. Just as like a personal preference. I think I'm gonna turn it down a tiny bit. But yeah, it's a thing I'd like to do for the Game Jam games. Like, I like to see if the game teaches me within the game, and if it doesn't directly teach me, is it something where I'm going to learn from interacting with the game? Is it very intuitive? But if I go read stuff and it spells everything out, then like I don't have that opportunity to see that. Alright, let's see here. So we have roll over. Keep your mouse on the red target as it spins around the dog. Dance party. As the bones reach the dogs, press the mouse button of the side the dog is on. Example, if the bone touches the left dog, press the left mouse button. I hope that does not mess up. My mouse tends to double click. We will find out. Fetch. Click on the different balls as they fall down the screen. Alright. This is very funny. I love this. Oh my god. Dance party! Wait, I thought... What? I was thinking dance party was the left-right one. Is that not it? Roll over. Oh. Oh no! Okay, let's look at this again. So, which one's... So... As the bone reached the dogs... Oh, I had to wait for it to get into the dogs. I see. Okay. Yeah, I originally I originally thought that it was asking me to do it when it was touching the side of the main dog. But it makes sense that it's the ones like when it's entering their mouths. I think that's the trick. If it had said like when the bones enter the mouth, I wouldn't have been confused. Okay, I think my double clicking on my mouse is in fact going to be a problem with that too. That's okay though. We just need to get fetch over and over again. Fetch we can do. Hey, that's okay. The fact that you added instructions is like miles ahead of most games. A lot of games that needed instructions, like again, I believe you should either, you know, put in very intuitive stuff, or if it's not going to be very intuitive stuff, then put the instructions in the game. And there's a lot of entries that don't do that. Oh, I didn't mean to click. That's okay. We made, oh my gosh, look at how happy this dog is. We are a wiener dog. Oh, that's happy. That's a good, happy dog. Alright, let's go see here. Bump, bump, bump. Fetch. Do not click the bones! Yeah, the stretching is very good. You know, this is a cute game. This is a fun game. I like this game. Like, that game has a fun, silly aesthetic that it just goes with very hard, and I love that a lot about it. Alright. I think as of right this second, there's no other linked games. There's nothing in my little queue, so unless I've missed something, there's nothing else. So probably play things. I could play a round of Minish's game. I haven't played that in a bit. If anyone has played any games that they want to suggest, that's fine too. Otherwise, I'll probably do these in a second. I do think I might play a round of Minish's game. I've been slowly playing it through on different orders, and so we'll do a round of that. Originally, I was planning to make a different game, but it wasn't so fun. Oh no, that's no good. Here's the question of the day. Can I remember what the heck I named the game? This game does work perfectly fine in browser, but I prefer to play the downloaded one. Oh, that's right, it's initials. Ah. There you are. Alright. We are orb. Well, we are not orb. We have orbs. Alright, so we have tried having our last item be claw. We've had our last item be fire, I think. No, we've had our last item be double jump, I think. I don't think we've had our last one be crouch. Let's do crouch last. So the premise of this game is that it is a reverse Metroidvania. I mean, in theory, like, it's not quite big enough to, I think you'd normally call it such, but... So we have lots of abilities, but we need to go put those abilities away. Wait, this isn't the crouch one, is it? Okay, this is fire one, good. Alright, I think that's crouch above us. So that's the one we're gonna do last this time. Oh, rip. Oh yeah, one more. Oh no. Oh, we were on it too. Rip. Wait a second. Wait a moment. Hold on. Minish, are you here still? Wait, maybe we do have to do a cat crouch jump. That might be it. Go. Yes. I don't. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I need to stop sliding off there. You know, previously, I'd said maybe Claw or Wall Cling was the hardest one to end on. But this might be the hardest one to end on. Because without having Claw to grip and like kind of skip part of it or double jump, this is a very tricky jump to make. There we go. Now I just need to not screw up. Boom! The Orb of Crouch! Excellent. And we have returned the Golden D3. A beautiful day. Alright. This game was hard. This game is it is a little more difficult. Partially, like, I think it's pretty accepted, you know. The movement was not as ironed out as possible. And a large part of that is because the concern about the world building, because you needed to make sure all the parts worked well, so the levels needed to be designed like very early. But like once the levels are designed, you can't very easily go tweak the movement because the levels are designed around that movement. So it was one of those you know, classic one or the other. But I don't know Minish's plan. But I would definitely like to do a post-jam update if Minish is fine with that. I don't know if Minish has been working on it more at all. On account of I've been doing these streams, I have not been going to tweak anything. Yes, this so I added a little bit, but this is not like my submission. I very minimally participated. Alright. Let's go see what we have in the unplayed games. Reflection Deflection. That sounds fun. Amusingly, the EXE's name is Deflection Reflection. Let's see here. Instructions. Objective, eliminate all the enemy in the level to progress. How to play. Right-click to redirect bullet. You can only redirect upon ricochet. We got some nice credits. Oh, I thought it said right click, but it seems like left click is actually what it is. Maybe it did say left click? I don't remember. Okay, so it tries... The bullet tries to go wherever I click. So... Mission complete! Oh no! Normally explosions are like sending us really far, but that one ruined everything. Bounce, little bullet buddy! I think it's very funny. Oh, the bullet faces where our cursor is. Interesting. Nope. Boom! It's all really started very similarly. Oh gosh, have we already run out of momentum? Oh no! Oh, we suddenly have lights. Goodbye, lights. Welcome back, lights. Goodbye, lights. Oh, we losing that momentum. We need like explosive. Explosive. We need that explosive. There we go. What game? Oh, there's a time limit. Oh, I didn't notice the timer. Oh no. All right. Well. Oh, we just clipped into the door that time.